I see this as an opportunity to learn, to collaborate, to be inspired, because this is a journey. We haven't arrived, we're still on the journey. But my background is that I went to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka/Lakeshore Nwogu. I graduated medical school. I went to the US. I did residency in general surgery. I did cardiothoracic surgery. Then I focused on thoracic surgical oncology. So surgical oncology in the chest, but I have general surgery background. Then in thinking about what I wanted to do in Nigeria, I knew I wanted to focus on cancer. I wanted to broaden my own skill set. So actually I did a PhD in cancer epidemiology so that when I come home, I have something to add to the population-based approach for cancer control. But as I was coming and being involved in teaching, and awareness building, I realized, yes, there's a need for a specific cancer center. So I always believe in collaboration. My deep belief is that we need everybody to do this. We can't do it alone. I was in a South African airport, and I saw this sign, this saying that really struck me. It said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I firmly believe in that. If we want to go far, we have to go together. That's definitely the case. So I started trying to work with different people. I said, hey, a number of organizations are interested in this cancer thing. Instead of trying to do it on our own, why don't we come together? Let's get together with the government. We all can make this happen, right? Of course, we can do it. So at some point, driving around Lagos one day with one of my co-founders, we said, forget it. Let's just go private. Let's just start out small and then gradually build our way up. So that's how we've proceeded. I'm still going back and forth because, there are family issues. How do you move your family? I still have young children, How am I going to pull this off, But, one of the things that have made it really worth it is the patient and family appreciation for the service we render. I mean, I cannot put into words what it means to sit in front of a patient and a family, look at the expression on their faces, feel the emotion about you caring deeply for them and providing a solution that they thought was going to be impossible. They would have to go to the US or UK or somewhere. The appreciation is so deep. I mean, as a surgeon, I do, very sophisticated surgery in Buffalo, New York. And patients are happy, they're grateful. It's not the same. I'm telling you. I mean, it's incredible. And I've discussed this with some of my colleagues that are doing this also. It's hard to explain. It's like you're taking care of your long-lost family member. It's like that patient is my cousin. It's like that patient is my younger sister. I mean, it's special. So I deeply, deeply emotionally appreciate it for myself, being able to render that care. Then, the thing about societal impact, we all want to be significant. Everybody wants to feel like I've made a difference, right? That's human nature. The reality is that even though I do minimally invasive thoracic surgery, I use the robot for a lot of things. But honestly, in the US, I mean, there are hundreds, if not thousands of people that can do that stuff that I do. If I keel over and die, they say, that was a nice chap, But I like his office. Can I move into that office? Boom, that's it, I mean, that's how it is. But I know that, again, I'm working with a team, but I know that I make a huge difference with the little I can add to the system here. So when I was listening to Jimmy's story about, being on call for Bill Clinton, that resonated, So there's a difference. So there's an advantage in our coming back to make a difference. And I agree with what everybody has said. Nobody else can do it but us. But even teaching and inspiring the next generation, I find that very invigorating. I came with a colleague of mine. He's also a professor of surgery at the cancer center where I work in Buffalo. And he was just so thrilled to work with the medical officers at our center. The thirst for knowledge is palpable. People want to get better. They want to excel. As a people, we are driven. You know that, right? We are driven. So all we need to do is create an enabling environment. That's what we want. We're not telling the government to, do everything for us. Just create an enabling environment and we can excel, okay? But part of what I like to teach is not just the, core information. We are here to serve the patients. They're not there to honor us or please us. So those are some of the things that I find very worth it in teaching. But even helping my extended family, being around, being available, giving advice, things like that, I find that satisfying. The challenges, there are myriad challenges when it comes to financing, lack of institutional support, and I think there's a lot of effort to try and change that. People who are agents of financing bodies, every time we try to get help, people wanted us to give them a big fee, for trying to help us source funds, right? I heard about the African Development Bank. Then some guy tells me that, hey, he'll give me a discounted price. I should give him $10,000 cash for him to be able to give me access to funds. But there's no guarantee. It's not a success, deal where if you get funds, I give you a percentage, I give you 1% or 2%. Okay, I understand that, but I should just pay him $10,000. I should pay his expenses, flying, hotel accommodation, all these things, and I have no guarantee. I said, do you think I'm a fool? Am I stupid, right? But this is very common everywhere. Just give me money, don't worry, I'll get you money. Of course, we didn't take care of any of that, but that's what is out there. But it's not easy. I know many months for me personally where I would be praying at the end of the month to be able to pay salaries. So it's very tough out there, but that's what it takes. People coming back, we don't have collateral, we don't have landed property, homes everywhere to give the banks, One of the things that was surprising to me is even the commercial bank interest rates, 24, 25. Who can do that in healthcare? It's crazy. Even last week, somebody came to me trying to offer me, this private equity stuff, your rates are 25%. How is any healthcare institution going to survive? We're not traders going to, China to buy goods and sell in the market and then give you 25%, But so, there are a number of things. In the interest of time, the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, that's a big issue, please. We need solutions, okay? Solutions is that people want to come back. There's no way that somebody left Nigeria 20 years ago and you're telling them to pay, annual fees for 20 years or 30 years and fines on top of that. Who is going to do that? Where they are, whether they're in the UK, Germany, or, America, they're paying their fees there. If somebody comes back, it's in trouble. If somebody wants to come back, they should present their certificates. They should show you what they've trained, the training they have. And then you tell them, what is the fee? We pay the fee. And, to register online is even better. What I would say is for advice for people who are coming back, get plenty of advice, collaboration with reliable people. A colleague said there's this head, heart, and pocket alignment, okay? Head, your heart, and your pocket. If the three are aligned, you're doing great, okay? Get plenty of family support. You definitely need your spouse. In my case, I got my wife, my kids, But family support, even here in Nigeria, my in-laws were tremendous in making it possible for me, picking me up at the airport, housing me, feeding me, all these things, So I didn't have to pay a lot of hotel bills, to get things going. So family support. But communication is key. Communicate with patients. Somebody like me, I'm going back and forth. I tell my patients, so this is the deal. I come, I go. I oftentimes work with other surgeons so that if I'm not here, there are other people that can see. But I also have patient selection. I don't do things that are as complex as I would do, maybe in the US where I'm there day to day. So there are many things that one can talk about. But the things I was surprised about, government inaction, even when you're coming to offer a free service to the government, they'll be looking at you like, what's the catch? What's the ulterior motive that you have here? And people are going to try to get you to give them something for what they're trying to give them something on the side for what you're offering out of your genuine interest for the country. It's crazy. Theoretically, PPPs are a fantastic idea, but somehow in our system it's very difficult. But there's a lot to talk about essentially. But I wanted to say a few things in closing. Courage is action despite fear. If you're not somewhat fearful about your mission or task, you are probably not doing enough, or your dream or purpose is too small. So oftentimes you will be afraid, but it's acting despite that fear, okay? And somebody said, I was reading a book by Mark Batterson. It says, boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Just get started. When you commit yourself, providence moves. A lot of things happen to make it possible to succeed. There will never be perfect conditions to pursue your dreams. Just take the first step. Our people tell us that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, right? But the key thing I always like to promote is that this whole idea of collaboration. Remember, if you want to go fast and oftentimes crash, go alone. But if you want to go far and go successfully, go together. Thank you.